You're live! Wake up, Claudia! Wake up! Welcome.
That's my impersonation of my cat right now because he's asleep. So don't anybody say anything right now.
Don't
shut your
him
mouth.
Or he may be tiptoeing across the computer.
This is what's going to happen. I'm like, he's asleep. It's great. And then I'll not be paying attention. Then all of a sudden he'll be right here. I'm like,
it's like stalking you.
God. Yeah.
Come up from right behind you. I'd like to see him like pop his head up behind your shoulder there. Yeah. But like with those crazy cat eyes.
Oh no, that's a true thing. Like I see his pupils just get so big and I'm like, oh no.
Welcome
if you're watching.
Glad we both realized that at the same time that we hadn't, said this is CNC in conversation. Yeah, this is episode 19, right? Is that what we said? Yeah.
Yes.
That's weird.
Yes.
Yeah, 19. Episode 19. Yeah.
We've been doing this for 19 weeks.
It's like our anniversary, our 19th week anniversary. Yeah. And we were talking before about like, I really, really need hair color. But it's not going to happen because we're again back down to stay-at-home orders here in LA.
I think it looks cool though.
Well, so this is what I did today. I parted it on the other side because there's more gray on the side that I normally part it on over here. I could show you, except that I can't figure it out because it's his opposite. There's more gray on that side.
Here's what you can do. I have an idea.
Wait,
you can put gloves on. I
can't figure it out because it's opposite.
You can put gloves on and role play as Rogue from X-Men. And you can be like, do like a sexy role play, like with Dave and be like, sorry, I can't touch you or I'll kill you.
That's good. Yeah, Dave and I do a lot of sexy role play.
I'm just saying, you can use it. Be like, oh, it's very sexy, but I can't touch you. I cannot touch you.
Oh, we have Tom Bartow said, so we're CNC, they're TNT, Tess and Tom watching. And Jacqueline likes your cute haircut. Claudia
well, guess what? Guess who did it? Me. That's part of our other talking about your grays.
This is what we resorted to.
Yeah, I cut the front of it. I had a little help in the back. But yeah, I was looking like a Mexican Florence Henderson, so I had to.
But also, what's wrong with that?
Nothing, but it's not the 60s
or 70s
or 70s, and I just don't. I don't love the. I mean, I guess I could have like done the mullet thing. Oh man, then I could have looked like Miley Cyrus.
You really missed an opportunity. You and Miley already look so much alike.
Cyrus.
Yeah. You guys look a lot alike. So you really missed. Well, cheers. What's your beverage of choice tonight?
Cheers. This is actually a
wait. It's bad luck to not have a sip after you say cheers.
Oh, cheers.
I've become superstitious in 2020.
Now.
Well, yeah.
I just assume everything's
not working.
Happen.
Yeah, it's not working. There's no good luck.
A Spanish rosé made from the Syrah varietal.
Oh my!
It's delicious.
You're so fancy. You're very fancy.
It was a gift. It was just given.
All right.
And I like free wine. So if anybody else out there wants to send me some free wine,
you can send it to
or Venmo me. Say this is for wine.
This is for free wine. Free wine is the best wine, except unless it's cheap wine. But still, I guess that doesn't matter. This time, at this point,
I'll take it.
At this point, who cares?
I'll take it.
I know.
There's things you can do with it. Sangrias, cook.
Yeah. That's what I did with that crappy wine I had.
That was a weird wine. Was it? It was like sparkling. Was that it?
It was super sweet, red sparkling wine.
It was very weird. I just remember opening it going.
They don't go together. No. They don't. I don't recommend it.
What are you having?
I'm having Maker's Mark. My usual. Yep.
Classic.
Not
Play
usual on
outfit.
here. Not usual on here, but it is a classic for me.
In life.
In life, yeah. Because we may have mentioned this before, but Claudia and I are both ambassadors for Maker's Mark.
Yes.
Hey, Maker's Mark, if you want to sponsor us.
Sponsor us. That'd be great. Oh my gosh.
Right?
You could sponsor us and you could send us to other places too to represent your brand. I'd love talking about liquor.
Yeah.
New Zealand is an option.
Oh, okay. Right now is
I'm
not
just saying, like low
to do that,
low
though.
COVID cases.
Oh, but we'd still have to get on a plane. Yeah.
And then have to quarantine for a long time and then probably stay there for even a longer time. Sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does sound terrible. So, okay, on our morning show this Monday, we were talking about the monolith that appeared in Utah. And then it was gone, right? It was there for like a week and then it disappeared. And then after we did that show that day, we found out there was a monolith. The same day, monolith in, where was
Romania.
it? Romania. In Romania. Do you get diplomatic immunity? Tom wants to know. I don't know. Would we?
God,
I don't know.
So.
I hope so, because we're going to need it. But then there was another monolith that appeared in California, right out here. And but it seemed to be the cheap imitation of the original monolith. Yeah. This one, they said you could push it over, which I don't think you could do with the first one. The first one was embedded in the ground. The first one, like, seriously, when Dave came to, was like, "Did you hear about this?" I think he's, sort of hoping it might be an extraterrestrial thing, This one in California, feasible. This one in California, there's no way. That was definitely man-made, janky man-made.
Yeah,
push it over. And
Ryan.
Yeah, and then is that where was it the one in California that was removed and then replaced with a cross? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's about, but I kind of preferred to think it was extraterrestrial beings.
Yeah, and I wanted to keep appearing different random places.
Oh, it will. I guarantee you, people now, like, there's probably people all over the place, artists and
doing that copycat,
like, copycatting, and there's gonna start appearing everywhere.
Like when the Banksy first hit, like, big, and then everybody was like, all these copycat stuff happened.
Yes.
Did you see the monolith picture that I sent you though? Somebody just like Photoshop what's her name's head on the top.
I didn't get to see it. But I saw that you sent it and I was in the middle of something and didn't look.
Phoebe Newirth's head as Lilith, and it says Monolith. I was like, oh, so great.
So good. So good. Oh, Joey, it says your hair is working. Usually you guys have a sort of antagonistic relationship, but he's flattering you tonight.
What's happening?
Joey must be tired.
Don't trust this. Listen, I took a shower right before this. Oh, look, there's a little.
Me too. Wait, we both showered today? Yeah, you got a little.
I wasn't going to, but yeah, there's my little.
Oh, I had to. I had to.
I had to too because I took
my weekly shower. All right, it's not true. It's not weekly, but maybe twice a week. I don't know.
See, I have to wash my hair.
You don't have to be near me.
I should. Yeah. I don't like my greasy hair. It drives me crazy. So.
Oh, I don't either. But what does that matter? That has nothing to do with it. This enough of this nonsense. We have a spectacular guest tonight. She has appeared in our shows a couple times, which is not what makes her spectacular. It just makes us grateful.
Yes.
But utterly charming. This is our favorite puppeteer here. This is Pam Severns. Hi, Pam.
Hello.
Pam.
Hi. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, totally our pleasure. I just want to say this, that the very first time you were in our show, the number one comment we got after the show was, "Oh my God, that girl was so good."
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
That was
Like
literally
nonstop.
like every single person who, reached out to us about the show was like, she was great. Yeah. We're like,
Wow.
what about us? Yeah.
Well, shit.
So,
Well,
we,
when was the first time? I think the first time I saw you perform was it at Brookledge, and I think we were both like, it must have been Brookledge, and
Yeah, it
then
was
we were
Brookledge.
like, we have to get her to do our
Yeah.
show. We have
wow.
to.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
we saw
Brookledge. Good old Brookledge.
Good old Brookledge. Yep.
Aw.
Haven't been there for a while, huh?
Yeah, that's one of the last shows I did before the pandemic, though. So that was nice. I get that memory.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But did I meet you guys at that Brookledge?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We probably
met.
stalked you.
Yeah. I get a little weirdly
Normal
shy at
response.
those things that I don't want to I don't know. I get weird about
Yeah.
talking to people there.
Well, when there's
for some
celebs
reason.
just like hanging out, it's a little intimidating. Yeah.
But we were definitely like, this act is so great. Like we want to see it again. So.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you. Going back to your hair, Joey says he knows good when he sees it. He does. It's
Hey,
true.
Laurie.
And
Fedor's
Laurie Fedor is watching. Hi, it's me.
one of our hot
because-
toddy tipsy dancers.
One of our dancers. She was on a couple weeks ago. So Pam, okay, I'm always curious. So being a puppeteer is not the first thing that, that would never cross my mind for me to be. Like, how did you decide to do that, to get into that?
Oh boy. Well, yeah, it's not a normal thing to do. Anybody insane.
It's normal for, a certain crowd of people.
I should introduce you to some puppeteers. Not to shit on puppetry,
Oddly enough, I know a few.
I do too.
Oh, yeah?
I was going to say, yeah.
You're talking to us. You're talking to us.
Right, yeah. Like the variety scene. We all know each other, so I probably
Right,
know
yeah.
it's sort of it came on in a strange way, and it sort of chased me down. I avoided it. I was living in Boston and working a little bit as an illustrator, and was illustrating these characters that I could feel I wanted to bring them to life in some way. So I looked into animation, and it felt a little too tedious to animate. It's all very digital, and
It seemed hard.
Yeah,
Very
it was
hard.
too hard, and I'm wildly lazy. So puppetry was like the natural next step. And at the time, I was kind of obsessing over all of Jim Henson's work and consuming the Muppet.
Master.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a puppet theater in Brookline, Massachusetts, where I was living at the time. And so I just got involved in what's called a puppet slam there. They have puppet slams 4 times a year, and they're like variety shows, and they're all puppetry. Like all the acts are different styles of puppetry, like Muppet style and shadow. And there's something called toy theater that's like done with toys and paper. And they're really fun.
That sounds fun, actually. I remember, so when I was in 4th grade, my class we got to take a trip up to LA. I lived down in Orange County and down in Santa Ana. But we got to take a trip up to LA. That was our big getaway. And we went to the Bob Baker Marionette Theater. And it stayed with me. Like, it always stayed with me. It was so bizarre but so amazing, like that you just can lose yourself and forget that those are puppets,
Yeah,
actually,
as the case is.
That was actually big with my mother too, with us growing up. Like, we didn't have a lot of money, but there was this marionette theater in Dallas, Texas, that would put on shows, like free shows in the afternoon for kids that, you couldn't afford to go, so we would go there all the time. So yeah, I grew up loving it. Is that where you're from? The East Coast?
No, I'm from the Bay Area, actually.
Okay.
Which is up north, but I lived in Boston for about 6 years and then moved back to California because I got tired of winter.
Boston.
You got tired of winter, yeah.
No more of that. I'm good.
No.
But puppetry is really magical in that you really get to create like a alternate universe for an audience to sort of come into.
For sure.
I think it's a lot like magic in that way. You get to sort of trick people into thinking something's actually happening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you tend to your act. I mean, we'll show one of your videos in a little bit, but your act, what I find it's so utterly charming. I use that word with you a lot because it truly is. Like your act is so charming and so
And dirty.
evocative. Yeah, but that's what I was going to say. That's
Dirty.
what I was going to get to is that you have a way of like of really evoking that like 20s 30s charm, you know, the silent era charm, but you still have that sexuality in there, but it's done with such a, you know, such a sort of a naivete that you get away with it, you know, like we have family shows, but when people ask me like, is everything family? I'm like, yeah, totally fine.
Yeah, because it's kind
Totally
of
fine.
implied. Yeah,
Right.
it's kind of like you don't
Well, also,
see
yeah,
what's happening. It's just sort of like, and now we don't see him. What's he doing down there?
What is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the younger ones may not understand it, but
Yeah,
but they still enjoy it as well because it's puppets. It's great. It's a story. So
right. It's puppets. Yeah.
yeah. But even your striptease that you do, it's very much still in that same vein. It's very cute, even though it's like, oh, what's she doing? It's titillating, and then it's like, oh my god, this is hilarious.
Thanks. Yeah,
like
that's a fun one. Yeah.
So then was that era, the sort of silent era, was that something that you always loved, or was it something that you discovered after you started, you know, getting into puppets?
I've always loved like vintage sort of 20s to 40s. Even in high school, I was listening to like Frank Sinatra and Judy Garland, and that's always kind of been part of my aesthetic.
Boy, are you with the right crowd.
I was going to say, my thing was Michael Crawford's greatest hits on a cassette tape.
Yeah.
That was...
Yeah. Well, I had a Frank Sinatra cassette tape. Yeah, greatest hits on Frank Sinatra on a cassette.
Yeah, I had a CD.
You're a little younger.
You're older.
Yeah, but it was just always playing. Yeah, and then there was this like local radio station in the Bay Area that played really old music, like from the 30s, and I would always be listening. And I think it was on AM too. I think it was on the AM. I don't think that even exists anymore.
I was wondering that actually the other day. Like, are there AM stations? There must be, right?
Yeah, sports. Yeah, I listen to sports on the AM.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. All right. Wow,
sports
that's weird.
Old-timey radio programs.
Yes.
Yeah. You hear War of the Worlds on a loop.
It's all being broadcast from 1938.
Yeah, right. Straight through from 1938. But yeah, and then when I started doing Bunny Love, the act, then I leaned more into like the silent era, and it came out of the song that I use is a singer named Al Boley, and he's from the late 20s, early 30s, and I sort of dove into his music, and that got me sort of more into just that era in general. And the act just had that energy like of a silent film, so it naturally became that a silent film.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Tom is saying WHRO's 20s radio is out there now.
Whoa.
So it is still out there.
Dang.
That's great.
Okay.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks for that. And also Joey earlier said you need to be bigger than the puppet, Chrissy. Yeah, Joey, I know. I couldn't be a ventriloquist, is what you're saying. Different art form, I know, but
you just sitting next to Tommy, the same size.
Which one is which? Yes. So your act really it is very evocative of like the silent films, and I know I saw that you were a big Buster Keaton fan, and that is actually one of Dave's, my husband's, biggest influences in his comedy is Buster Keaton. We, as a matter of fact, have a Buster Keaton life mask hanging on the wall here.
Oh wow, how creepy!
Yeah, it is pretty creepy. It's right when you walk in too. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so Buster greets you.
Buster greets you. Well, sort of. He's on the side.
It's old Buster.
Old Buster. It's from it's a mad. How many mads are there? World.
Oh yeah, World. Yeah.
Mad world. I don't know.
Right, I know the one. Yeah.
But
Nice. Yeah, Buster's brilliant. I love everything he does.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then you made a film out of one of your acts.
The one that we're gonna see.
And the one that I'll show, but we're not showing the film, we're showing the live act. But you were actually, so you did a lot of work with the Henson Company, right?
Yeah, I work for Heather Henson, who's the youngest of the Hensons, the 5 Henson kids. And she gave me the grant to make the film.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then I work for her as the Puppet Slam Network coordinator. So I actually oversee the grants that go to all the Puppet Slams in the country.
Oh, cool.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. It's cool.
when they happened, I guess.
Well, they're all online now. There's a ton of them. That
are they
virtual? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. You can probably do that. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. It works well with the screen. You know, puppetry translates well.
I guess it would. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. That's fortunate. Very fortunate.
Yeah.
And you, so when I was, we were saying earlier, like one of the reasons we love doing this show is because we don't get to talk to you guys, all of our friends who perform with us on our shows. We don't ever get to talk to you guys because we're always rushing around getting the show ready, and then it's over, and then we got to go home. So yeah. So when I was like delving into, finding out a little bit more about you, there was a great story. I don't know if you're willing to tell it. Now I'm putting you on the spot about.
She's like, nope.
You were performing. You were doing something at Henson at Henson, like a performance where you were sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh man, that was in I think 2016. I've done the Henson Company has put on 2 big fundraisers for the Center for Puppetry Arts, which is this big puppet center in Atlanta. And I've been fortunate enough to perform in both of them. But the first one, I was a part of someone else's act in it, and it was on the Henson Company lot, and I was surrounded by, big time puppet people and celebs and whatnot. And something made me sick that day. So, like, I don't know if I took like a weird supplement or ate something weird, but I got violently ill and just started, like, as soon as I got to the rehearsal, I just started vomiting.
Oh,
yeah. And then I still had to, this was like a big deal show. Luckily the show had, it was still rehearsal. The show was not for a few hours when this started, but I was throwing up like, in a pattern, like every hour or so I would vomit again.
Oh,
and,
man. They were
running to the Miss Piggy bathroom on the Henson Company lot. Puking, I guess,
how appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was just like, the show must go on. I got to be in the show. So I ended up performing, and by the time the show started, it had passed. Like whatever it was, I was done throwing up. But I had they had to sort of put me in a corner for a while to recover. And Brian Henson's assistant is this lovely woman named Gigi who is always dressed as a fairy. She has a million different fairy costumes and is always she's so cute and so lovely, and she's just she's doing her thing. And so they put me on a couch like behind her office, which was next to Brian Henson's office, and the couch was like covered in tutus. And I remember like pulling tutus over myself and falling asleep. These like piles of tutus.
You're probably so cute.
And her coming and checking on me, like, "Are you okay? You need anything? Need some water?" It was like
it was your puke fairy.
Yeah, she was so sweet, and everyone was so like patient about it. And then I almost like made a name for myself as like the sick girl that day. Like everybody knew that I had been sick that day.
Well, they may have been watching, like going, "Is she gonna puke? Is she gonna puke?" Like as you were doing your act.
Yeah, and at one point on stage we were rehearsing, and I had to like sort of like kneel over, like, "Oh, I can't be standing up right now." I mean, I wasn't going to throw up, but you get weak when you're that's sick.
Yeah.
So
That's the worst. And then the other thing I saw about this event was your mom saw it and cried. Now, was that because you were sick or because it was just so fantastic that you were there with all these people?
there was a finale number that involved the man that plays Gonzo the Great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gonzo.
He was the one that was being sort of honored at this event, and he sort of led all of these puppeteers who were puppeteering Muppets basically in a beautiful finale song. And I think it made the whole audience cry.
Oh my God. That would have
lovely.
wrecked me.
Yeah.
I was up there with them doing that. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
What a great thing that you decided to go into puppetry. You're working for one of the foremost. I mean, who else is there? When you think of puppetry, you think of Henson.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. Like that's where you landed, right?
I mean, he affected especially my
everybody.
Yeah. He kind of changed the world in a way.
For sure. I mean, when I was a kid, I was still in middle school, I think, when the Muppet Show was on, and that was we watched every week, and it was just so fantastic. And those were real, I can't say people, but they were real characters to you, and we all knew them, and we all that was the equivalent when you're in school. The equivalent of water cooler talk was
totally.
Did you see the Muppet Show last night? Oh, wasn't that funny when Beaker did this?
I still know all the songs from all the movies because we had them.
Oh yeah, the movies. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, so legendary. So kudos to you for stepping into that world and landing there. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
I have to remind myself I've done okay.
Yeah.
This is where I am.
We all have to do that, right?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's so easy.
From our outside.
Right. It happens so slowly that it's not whoa, amazing. It's when you look back on all the beginnings, times.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's great. Thanks. And then Buddy Love won your film of this act won the National Puppetry Festival.
It
right?
did. It won
best film.
I
can't speak. I can't speak anymore.
Too much makeup.
Too much makers, and you put on makeup. It's just wearing down your face.
Not enough chapstick.
It won. It won one festival, but it did win the festival. So
well, that's something. Cool. I mean, how many puppetry festivals are there?
2.
Right. So
maybe.
Okay. Yeah. See, so you won the big one.
Yes, the big one.
It's the Oscars of puppetry.
The Oscars of puppetry. Yeah.
Take credit where credit's due.
Yes. Yeah. No. I was shocked when it happened. I didn't know that was even a thing that could happen. So. Yeah. But and it's on Amazon, which is an achievement.
Yes.
And it's lovely. It's really great. I really, really enjoyed it. Again, just sweet and just really well shot. Also, I thought the cinematography was really, really great. Looks great.
Stylistically.
Yeah. Very stylish.
Really great. You guys out there, look her up, look up the find Bunny Love on Amazon. It's really fun to watch. Before we show your video, what was the other? There was something else I was gonna. I wanted to mention. Because I'm going to show some pictures right now, actually, before we do anything else.
Really quickly,
just a few. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask about the puppet slams. Is that something that is just for the people that are participating, or can the public watch them?
No, they're public. There's a Facebook group called the Puppet Slam Network that I run, and I'm always promoting them on there.
Okay.
In that group, but they're all public slams, and a lot of them are free. So if you want to consume some puppetry, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, we'll put it on our Instagram page for sure.
Oh, great.
So this sort of this picture gives people an idea of your style when you're doing your act. It's it's very 20s, 30s. Love it. Very silent era. And this, I love because, you made a broom a puppet. What other, have you had other items? that you've
from
made
your
into
kitchen or cleaning supplies that you've?
So in this act, the broom, I have like an affair with the broom. This is an act that goes pretty blue. But I find out that he's cheating
like
with
we were talking about.
Yeah, right. I find out that he's cheating with the duster. He's like a little lady. So, and then I have his baby, and it's like a tiny broom that I pull out from under my shirt.
Oh my God!
But my very first puppet was a printed picture of David Duchovny pasted to a stick. And my sister and I, because we both had a huge crush on David Duchovny back in 1990
X-Files days.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and then we would like make him talk. We were teenagers. There's no reason for us to be doing this.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
This is you with some Muppets. I'm gonna say
that's Vomit Day. That's on
the Vomit Day.
Yeah, and I felt well enough at this point to take this photo. But yeah, that's in the Charlie Chaplin screening room. The Jim Henson Company lot is the old Charlie Chaplin lot, and this is also where my film premiered.
Wow, cool.
Which is the perfect like Charlie Chaplin, Jim Henson. Like, couldn't have been better.
Had a baby and
perfect.
Yeah, right. I was the baby.
You're the baby.
Yeah.
You're the baby.
But yeah, those are Fraggles. I'm not sure what their names are.
Fraggles. Oh. And then this, you did, you operated this guy for Stand Against Evil.
I sure did. It was like puppeteering a piano. The thing was so heavy. There's no real puppetry to be done, just sort of jiggling, this giant thing around.
Wow. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, that was a fun show. I mean, Dana Gould's great. And our friend Eben Schletter did the music for that.
I know Eben, I know him from working on this.
Yeah. I think that's it. That's all I have. That's all I have for you. So let's go ahead and show the video.
Yeah.
To do that, right? I think it's time. All right. So gives me a second. You can carry on. You guys just talk amongst yourselves.
Oh.
Okay, I'm ready. All right. Good job, guys. Good job. Here we go. All right. So this is Bunny Love.
Let what comes after bring sweet laughter and tidily catching the fall. I'm dreaming of you all along that tree. Come to the days to our schemes come true, sharing my dreams.
Oh my goodness. So good.
Oh,
That's what just
So
makes you so
good.
great, because it's just so authentically you. And I just, like a lot of people can do puppets and stuff, but like finding that just expresses and showcases everything that you love. It's just, I think it's great. And I think that's why it's so successful. It's so cool to watch. Yeah.
oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like a little piece of me.
Yeah.
Truly. Yeah. No, it's really great. Thank you so much for coming and for being part of our show.
Yes.
You're always willing and we love it. We're so grateful because honestly, like, love your act so much. All the ones we've seen. We're always like, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
thanks. Well, hopefully we get to do it again in 2025.
Yes, hopefully.
Yes.
We'll do something live again. But in the meanwhile, we will be having our virtual CNC, which hopefully you'll be a part of.
Yeah.
But you can go check out more about Pam at her website, pamseverns.com. And don't forget, go to Amazon and check out Bunny Love, the film. Bunny Love, it's a short film. Check that out. And just before we leave, Richard Malmos loved the photos. While I was showing the photos, he loved those photos.
Oh.
And then Chris McGaha, Claudia.
Man, the hair is.
You're doing it.
You're
really doing that tonight.
Should I stop spending $300?
Yeah, apparently.
Haircuts.
Yeah, I don't think you need to do that anymore.
No.
I think.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
you saved me a lot of money.
Saved a lot of money. Yeah. Well, don't forget to tune in on Monday mornings for our Monday morning chat, our little check-in at 8:30 on Pacific time, because we can't really get up for you East Coasters. I'm sorry. It's lunchtime for you guys.
No.
Yeah.
And did we say the date of the show? December 20th? We
didn't yet. No. Go ahead.
20th.
Say it. We should tell everybody.
December 20th.
December 20th. Our virtual CNC variety show. So many great people. Like, seriously, it's going to be so much fun. It'll be a good one.
Yeah, we'll start announcing next week.
Also,
I think.
yeah, it'll be like the beginning of us, really getting rid of 2020. Saying bye-bye.
Yeah. Get rid of it.
Bye-bye.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
All done. All right, Pam, thank you so much. It was so
Thanks
great.
for having me.
So great to get a chance to talk
Good
to
to chat with
you.
you guys. Yeah.
And those of you watching, thank you so much. And don't forget to please go subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on all the socials. We will be forever grateful. Really.
Yes,
all right.
It really does help us. Yeah.
It does. All right. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Just keep smiling while we're